Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from Monday, July 14th to Sunday the 20th, and I'm using this SPC kit. I think it's called Sunspire. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. And I decided to use this kit just because I thought that the colors were very like hot summer, end of summer heat wave looking to me. And I also had to go to the DC area this weekend, and so I thought that like the city aspect worked really well for that, so I just thought this was a good kit for this week. And I really like the color scheme. It's very different. I'm very into a new color scheme. I don't think I've ever used a kit with this situation going on, so I really like it. As far as the spread itself, I'm pretty happy with it. I did have to cut up quite a few of the heart checklists and stuff in order to have enough, because this was a mini kit and on certain days I needed just a little bit more. Like I wish that the label sampler, I wish it had like that one label, a fancy label, and then instead of the huge box, it had like a smaller box and then like two more little things for each color, something like that. That would just, that would make planning so much easier. But I know there needs to be like a benefit of buying the deluxe whatever the hell kit, and little things are definitely one of those. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, all things considering, and I got to use a couple of my bigger stickers on some days, which is always exciting because those are very difficult to use. And because of the weird color scheme, I was also able to pull stickers that usually don't go with every spread, like orange. I don't use a lot of orange, so that's fun. But yeah, then as far as the plans go for this week, like I said, I had to go to the Washington, D.C. area this weekend, and that's because it was my boyfriend's birthday. It was a big one, a big birthday, and he decided that he was going to like work a gig the weekend of his birthday, and his actual literal birthday was Sunday, and he was working Sunday. But the reason he decided to do this was, number one, it was like really close, and he's been having to do a lot of like flying to these gigs, so the fact that it was so close and he could drive, that was one appeal. Also, his best friend in the entire world lives right outside of DC, so he would be able to see him for his birthday and whatever. So yeah, I was a little bummed about it because, number one, I would have rather him be here, and number two, like it was just such a big birthday. It was a bummer that he was working, but such is life. So I had to drive my ass down there just literally for a day. I spent one night there. And it's the first long car ride I've taken by myself in a really long time. I can't even remember the last long car ride I took completely by myself. And the last time I drove this far at all, I couldn't tell you. It's probably been like 8 or 9 years. I don't even know, because so this has nothing to do with anything, but when I was younger, my birthday was before all of my friends. I was a December baby, so I got my license in the middle of the school year, and then my friends got it at the end of the school year or in the summer. So I was the first one to get a license. I was the first one to get a full license when I turned 18. So I drove everyone everywhere. And then even with like my other relationships, I drove a lot, if not all the time. And I hate driving. So my best friend, none of this matters, I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My best friend knows I hate driving, and she's a sweetheart. So she drives me everywhere. She has driven me everywhere. Like, now there have been some road trips or we've like driven to concerts that are far away and stuff like that, and like I'll drive home, she'll drive there, or vice versa, but for the most part she just like agrees to drive both ways. Like I think the last time we went to New York City, she drove both ways because she just knows I fucking hate driving. So all that to say, it has been a long ass time since I have been driving on my own for that long. And It took me a little over 4 hours to get there with traffic, and it was supposed to take, I think it's like 3.5. I think it took me 4.5 or something like that. And then the drive home was 3 hours, I believe. I can't remember the math, don't quote me, but it took an hour longer than it was supposed to get there. I was driving for more than 4 hours to get there alone, and I didn't want to stop. So I held my pee the whole time. And I am one of those people who I always pee before I leave the house. And without fail, within 15 minutes of the drive, I need to pee again. So I basically held my pee for 4 hours straight. It was brutal. And I had ordered a cake that I needed to pick up, and I needed to pick it up at 4 p.m. So I got there right at 4, because even I figured there was going to be a lot of traffic. So I gave myself a lot of time. And again, I just held it the whole time, getting the cake, driving to his friend's house, bringing his cake. Like, oh God, I was bursting. But yeah, so that's really the big thing that happened this week. I don't think anything else really happened. I was like, oh, one other thing happened that I can tell you about. When I got back to work on Monday, because if you remember, last week was the second half of my trip to Spain, and then I took Friday off. So my first day back to work was Monday the 14th. And that morning, I found out that I was expected to give a 10-minute presentation. I don't even remember what it was on, so please don't ask. I don't remember. It's a blur. I had to give it on Tuesday. I had to come up with a 10-minute presentation, pull it out of my ass, and present it in the meeting on Tuesday. I have probably told this story before, because I cannot do public speaking. Like, I literally got a doctor's note to get out of school in high school when I had to do a presentation in front of the class. And then in college, when I had to do an oral report in front of everybody, I purposely wore my glasses to school that day and then took them off while I gave the report so that I couldn't see anybody, because I'm very blind. So yeah, I don't do reports, public speaking. I don't do presentations. And if I knew that there were any presentations involved in this job, which there weren't when I got it, I never would have applied. So yeah, I was pretty fucking pissed. And on top of that, you know how they say, like, when you have anxiety, like, oh, just, it's always worse than, you always think it's worse than it really is. No, it was pretty fucking bad. Because, well, number one, I'm not long-winded. Number two, I can speak pretty quickly, especially when I'm nervous. And number three, I am one of the 2 only English native speakers. Everybody else is foreign, and it is their second language. So they take about 3 times as long as I do to put a sentence together, because everybody has to give their report in English, because it's the only language that everybody speaks. So when I'm talking, I'm going so quickly, I don't have to think of words. I know all the damn words. But so then everybody else is giving their report, and they're like, how you say, which is totally fine, but fuck off. My report should only have to be 3 minutes and 33 seconds long. It's not fair that I have to do 10 minutes as well, because I don't have to take 3 times as long to think of how to put this sentence together. Anyway, I'm being a bitch. So point is, it was rough. But anyway, enough about that. Let's just get into the day by day, because I know I'm forgetting some stuff, because this was over a month ago at this point. So it's like a month and a half ago. Just for context, it's September 2nd today. So I don't have the best memory of everything that happened this week. So let's just get to it, shall we? So starting with Monday already, this is something that pissed me off that I forgot about. I could not park on my street because there were a bunch of signs that said no parking on this day from this time to this time, and I was going to be in the office, so I wouldn't have been able to move my car. So I was really fucking pissed off, because I just want to park on my damn street. And it said, if you park, you will be towed. I came to find out that was not the case. Our new asshole neighbors, they're probably really nice. I just can't stand them. Just don't judge me. Anyway, our new asshole neighbors fucking put up those signs because they wanted to put their U-Haul on the street. I could have parked there. Nobody got towed. You could park on the street just fine. You couldn't drive through the street because there was a U-Haul parked in the damn center of it, but you could park just fucking fine. So I was fucking pissed Oh my God, I will never like them because of what they did. I can hold a grudge like nobody's business. It's very unhealthy, and I will probably die an early death from it because I hold grudges for centuries, basically. I have never forgiven anybody for anything they've ever done ever. So I hate my neighbors. Anyway, I used a squidge from Stick with a Plant Co for that. Then with this angry girl from Fox and Cactus, I marked fuck this fucking bike because my new neighbors were also putting their bike in the fucking common vestibule mail area, leaning on all of the mailboxes. And when I walked into the apartment that morning, it fell on me. It fell on me. I hate these people. I don't care if they are the best people on earth. I hate them and I wish them nothing but suffering. Then with this munchkin having computer issues, I just marked that it was my first day back to work. With this girl freaking out, I never remember the shop. I think it's simply a mess or something like that. I just marked that. I found out that I had to present the next day. Then with this printable cleaning stickers, I marked that I cleaned the entire apartment. With this nauseous Lottie, I marked that I smelled something that was just like making me sick. I didn't know what it was. It wasn't in our apartment. It was like coming through the vents and it was just gross. Then with this Carly Plans suitcase, I marked that I unpacked. With this Sticky Perks laundry hamper, I marked that I did laundry. Then with this Once More with Love Munchkin holding a cake, I marked that I ordered the cake. I got nothing but cake. For my boyfriend's birthday, I got like a big red velvet with extra cream cheese frosting, and then I got like, I don't remember how many, like 6 mini buntlets or something like that in different flavors. It was delicious. But anyway, I finally placed the order this night. Then with this Erica G Designs camera, I marked that I filmed. With the Papershire TV, I marked that I watched The Ugly Stepsister, which I loved. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It is a slow burn, so keep that in mind, but I loved it. Then with this Essie nail polish, I marked that I did my nails, and that was it for Monday. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked with this UGG emoji head was that I woke up at 6:20 in the morning because it was still like, it was going to be too hot to walk, and I was going to be running late because I had to present, and the meeting started at 8 a.m. And there was no way I was going to get there. So my roommate very kindly offered to drive me, and I used this Passenger Princess squidge for that. Then with this angry Lottie knocking over her desk, I marked that presenting sucked. It really fucking did. Spoiler alert, the next person who presented on the Thursday meeting though, oh, they messed up so bad. They no longer work with the company. So made me feel better about my presentation, let me tell you. Anyway, back to now. With this Red Bull can from Designsky Sticker Co., I marked that I was really tired. With this Get Lit Munchkin, I marked that I read. With this Boop Munchkin, I marked that Joe came to pick me up from work because we were getting sushi with some of his friends as like one of his birthday celebrations. So he picked me up to go there. Then we got birthday sushi, and I just used this old sushi sticker. Oh, it might be Paper Crown Prince. I don't remember. It's been so long. And then with this Papershire cat, I marked that after like hanging out with everybody and having cake, we went to his friend's apartment to see the cats. And I was like really fucking tired, but I was trying to be a good sport since it was his birthday. So, and I love cats, but they're not like friendly cats. And that's why they wanted us to go over there trying to socialize the cats, which like I totally understand, but they really don't like people. So anyway, we went to see the cats, and this is from the Prairie Planner. And then the final thing on Tuesday with this tired emoji was that I got home after midnight. So it was a very long day. 6:20 to like 1 a.m. is my hours for that day. Then moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked with this AO sticker from Fox and Cactus was that I was looking rough, which makes a lot of sense since I don't sleep anymore. With this Munchkin in front of the AC, I marked that it was insanely humid this day. Like, oh, it was one of the worst as far as humidity goes. With this Sticky Perks birth control sticker, I marked that I went to CVS to get my birth control on my break, and I had some expiring CVS cash, and I didn't really need anything, and you can't use it on prescriptions. So I wanted to use it before it expired, so I just bought a bag of chips. I really like the kettle cooked jalapeno flavor, I think is what they are. Anyway, I got it for 39 cents, which was pretty nice. It was like a big, like a family bag or whatever. I used a Lottie for that. Then with this post office sticker from the Prairie Planner, I marked that I then walked to the post office as well. This was all on my break. With this book left over from a kit, I marked that I read. With this sink from the Prairie Planner, I marked that the landlord dropped off our new disposal for the guy to come install the next day, and I was just relieved. He literally, I was like, I'm so not in the mood for this, but he literally stuck his head in, dropped the disposal off, and left, didn't say a word. So that was amazing. Then with this mic from the Prairie Planner, I marked that I did a voiceover, and then with the Sticky Perk Sex and the City TV, I marked that I watched And Just Like That. Then for Thursday, the first thing I marked was that I just could not be bothered. I did not want to be in the office, and so I used this I Don't Want to Be Here mug from, I think Once More With Love, I can't remember. Then with a squidge, I marked that, what does it say? Oh, I almost died walking home in the heat. I remember this day. I felt very faint and woozy when I got home. So I think I had a soda or something or Powerade. I don't know. I did not feel well. Then with this Paper Shire toolbox, I marked that the new garbage disposal got installed, and I was just so happy that my roommate took care of all of that. She contacted our landlord. She was there when the TaskRabbit came, and I just didn't have to deal with anything, which was so nice because I'm very burnt out. Then with another Paper Shire TV, I marked that I watched something that I forgot to write in, and I already deleted my notes, so we will never know what I watched. Yeah, I have no idea. Then with this flat lay from Paper Shire, I marked that I pulled stickers, and then the final thing on Thursday was that I drew a little bit. Then moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked was that I was remote, and I used this Prairie Planner desk for that. For this with this one more page sticker, I marked that I read. With this this was a freebie actually from Paper Shire, but with this really big bookstore sticker, I marked that I walked to Barnes & Noble with my roommate. She wanted to pick up a book for her sister, and at first it looked like they were all sold out, and last minute we were like, should we just ask? And we did, and they had it. And it was actually really cute. She brought out two because she thought the two of us wanted to read it together. But we just needed one because it wasn't for us. And it was sinful or I don't know. It's like a spicy book, and her sister's 14, so it's kind of funny. But of course we got it for her. Then with the Sticky Perks bag, I marked that we went to Target, and I just picked up a few snacks for Joe because I really didn't have any good birthday gifts for him. I booked him, well, I didn't book it, but I got him a massage. I just needed to book it. And then I got him some treats to go with the gift certificate for the massage. Because I just didn't know what else to do. And it's hard. He has everything. He's one of the, it gets harder as you get older, especially for guys, in my opinion, because he just buys everything himself. And he already has every snack on the planet. So I never know what to get him. But yeah, so I did my best. Then with this emoji, I marked that I finished painting the cake topper that I made him. With this Lottie from Stick With The Plan Co., I marked, what did I watch? Sorry, these blue stickers I can barely see. Oh, ew. I watched the movie 99 Women, and I only watched it because, is it Spooky Astronauts? Is that her YouTube name? Anyway, she said that she watched it, and it's really just a what is that called? It's the type of movie that's just meant to shock you. It's called... No, I can't think of it. I'm blanking on the term. Anyway, don't watch it. It's a horrible movie. It's basically like a porno. It's just terrible. But I had to watch it because, when someone mentions a weird movie, I need to watch it. Then with this old icon from SPC, I marked that I purchased the massage. With this Prairie Planner sticker, I marked that I was up until 3 a.m. Moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked was that I woke up at 9:30, which was really hard because I was really tired, but I had to get going. I wanted to make sure that I had time to get to the cake, and I allotted for an hour of traffic, which was wise. Then with this leftover sticker from some kit, I marked that I wrapped Joe's gift, and I also made a homemade gift box because I thought I had a little gift box to put put the gift certificate in, and I didn't. So I ended up making one, and it came out pretty cute. Then with this emoji sticker, I marked that I packed. With this Prairie Planner car, I marked that it was my first solo road trip in forever. With this Prairie Planner cake, I marked that I picked up the cake from Nothing Bundt Cakes, or I don't know. Then with this constipated squish, I marked that I held my pee for so long. With this Sticky Perks slice of pizza, I marked that we had his like pizza party, and his brother and parents drove up from West Virginia for his birthday, so that was nice. With this sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co., I just marked the kids because their kids are a lot. They're very like wild, and I like hung out with them a lot so that like everybody else could talk, you know, because they were like, again, it's Joe's like best friend from childhood and his parents and his brother, so they're all like reminiscing about the good old days, so I just like hung out with the kids. Then with this F This I'm Out sticker, I marked that the bathroom flooded. They have a guest bathroom in the basement. It's like kind of like a finished basement, and that's where we sleep. And I don't know how to explain it. I didn't even know they made these, but it's this like reverse suction toilet situation because the water has to be sucked up. It doesn't go down. Gravity doesn't pull the water down. And it wasn't working. So like the shower overflowed and the bathroom was flooding. And then for the entire night, the like suction situation was making the world's loudest noise. I am not exaggerating when I say I did not sleep. I did not sleep all night because it wouldn't stop making sucking noises. Very loud suction noises, okay? So I just marked that I didn't sleep at all, and I used an emoji for that. And then finally on to Sunday, the first thing I marked was that it was Joe's birthday, and I used this leftover deco from who knows where with this, oh my God, Pumpkin Paper Co. Jesus, this Pumpkin Paper Co. Terra. They're no longer a shop, and it was like my favorite character shop. Anyway, I marked that I was exhausted, rightfully so. With this munchkin behind the wheel, I marked that I drove home. With this emoji eating a chocolate chip cookie, I marked that I had a chocolate chip cookie for Brad! I marked that I had a chocolate chip cookie for breakfast because Joe's best friend's wife's mother, so I guess his mother-in-law, makes the world's best chocolate chip cookies, and I was taking some home with me, and I was starving, and I had a 3-hour drive, so ate a cookie for breakfast. Then with this happy munchkin, I marked that I made it home. I was so excited. The second I was in my parking spot and I was like sort of in front of my building, I was just so relieved. Then with this Prairie Planner TV and this Fox and Cactus silhouette, I marked that I printed and cut a kit while watching just old episodes of Sex and the City, not in Just Like That, but like Sex and the City. With this emoji carrying recycling, I marked that I took out all of the trash and recycling. With this Fox and Cactus vacuum, I marked that I vacuumed. Then with this really cute shower, I think from the Prairie Planner, I marked that I deep cleaned the shower. It was disgusting. And then the final thing for Sunday with this like FaceTime, we didn't FaceTime, but like with this FaceTime-ish Paper Shire happy birthday cell phone sticker. I don't know. I just marked that I called Joe to see how his day was and how his birthday was and all of that. So yeah, anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.